The race towards central banks launching their own digital currencies is heating up. We have the Bank of England, Sweden, and now the US Federal Reserve is saying they're experimenting and looking at the idea of launching a digital version of their currency. So what does this mean for our future? We have E.B. Tucker. He's the author of Why Gold, Why Now? And he is back with me on StansberryInvestor.com. E.B., good to see you again. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, the race is heating up here. I wanted to go over a stat with you that in 2020, about 60% of the world's 65 central banks surveyed said they are running experiments on CBDC, central bank digital currencies. That's up 20% from 2019. Now, what they are saying will be the positives from this is, it promotes financial inclusion, payment system stability, easier cross-border payments. But of course, the main concerns that come to mind here, EB, are security and surveillance. How do you see the implications of this race?
Well, wise people know that most of what you read in the news is nonsense, and it's also spin, and it's designed to create a narrative and to keep the public distracted. So I wrote a book about this exact subject. I mean, chapter 17 of my book, Why Gold, Why Now? Which, by the way, the book's not really about gold. It's about wealth and how to navigate when things are changing rapidly, which is what's happening now. But the US is already far down the line with respect to the digital currency. Now, digital currency means one thing: total control of every currency unit. So you're able to know where every single dollar is at all times, 24/7. You can restrict people's ability to spend. Nobody can evade income taxes because all the dollars are registered on a blockchain. There's no such thing as counterfeiting because it's impossible to counterfeit the digital dollar. So you can see how if you were a totalitarian dictator, you would be crazy about this idea. Someone would pitch this to you and you'd say, this is what I've always dreamed of. This is perfect. So of course, this is what we're going to see. The table's already been set. Don't believe the news where it's like the bank's thinking about it. I mean, come on. They're more than thinking about it.
Right. So, okay, you said that US is last on the list, and that is true. Jerome Powell, before this announcement, had said, look, it's not important for the US to be the first. They want to do it right. Now, all of a sudden, they've said that they're going to start really looking at it this summer.
Yeah.
Are
it's
they
already
feeling
done.
Yeah.
It's already done. No, what I'm saying to you is that's what you're reading in the paper.
It's too late.
So, which is a highly organized way of disseminating narrative. And so by the time you're reading something in the paper, it's already done. So these guys have been on this for a long time. It's very smart of them. The purpose of having control of money, I mean, think about what they do with Iran, okay? So Iran is a boogeyman. Okay, we're going to block you off from using the world's, dollar payment system to punish you. We use the dollar as a weapon. So we use it as a weapon, and then we try to use it as a carrot and a stick in our own country. So now we're going to give money to people that don't work so that they'll spend the money. Okay, so this is harder when you have to mail people checks, so you don't know what they do with the cash. So you want to control what they do with this money. So digital currency allows them to do it. The last page of chapter 17 of my book has a quote. Now, we redacted the guy's name that gave me the quote because he's a member of a government body, not the US, but doesn't want to be revealed in the book. And he says, listen, this is what we've always dreamed of. This is it. We've always had a problem with cash and with gold and with all these things that are off the grid, because we don't know where the money is and we don't know what's happening. This is everything. You can't evade taxes anymore. You can't counterfeit. And we know where every piece of currency is that exists. It's perfect.
Okay, so what does this mean for assets, like the cryptocurrencies, like gold, like silver? Does it only make the case stronger for them, or will this be a major hurdle now in the way of these assets because perhaps these countries don't want, competition?
Okay, so you got to unpack these things separately. So Bitcoin's value and the value of the blockchain that is the plumbing behind Bitcoin are totally separate. You trade the coin, but the actual infrastructure is super valuable, revolutionary, and it's eventually how we'll transact everything from buying a home and transferring property rights to buying a soda at the store, if you're allowed to, by the way. If you're heavy set, then they'll say no more soda for you, and your FedCoin wallet won't work if you try to buy soda. Okay, but the point is that what does this mean for these assets? Well, Bitcoin is the original, it's the OG cryptocurrency. Okay, I mean there's value there. Ethereum has application value that allows it to back smart contracts. All of these things are very real. Okay, and this is very serious stuff. But the problem is that people have lost sight of what they're doing. So they're trading clamshells, and there's 10,000 plus of these coins out there. All right. My friend who's on the board of Metalla with me said there's 5 guys in his neighborhood with new coins, like the startup coins, and they pitched him on all these coins. And this one's going to do this, and this one you're going to buy pancakes with this one, pancake coin. I mean, there's so many coins, right? And it sounds like a joke, but these coins have hundreds of millions of dollars of investment because people are just throwing money at these coins, and they say this is going to be how you're going to pay for sushi in the future, and I want to be in on it soon to speculate on this. But it's not the case. Okay, what's going to happen is that when you see FedCoin come into reality, right? This is a closed loop blockchain. You can't speculate on FedCoin. You can't speculate. The currency is controlled by the nation state. And people need to see that many of these coins are going to go by the wayside. Bitcoin's always going to be an asset, but you've got to realize to sell Bitcoin, you have to cross over a network. And if you don't think that network's monitored and controlled, then you're just crazy. So there's a place in your portfolio, if you're wealthy, for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. And there's a place for gold. And these are not the same things. They're not the same things. It's not digital gold, and gold is not physical Bitcoin. Gold is analog wealth. Now, people say, why would you want analog wealth? Well, in the future, you'll see the value of analog wealth, some analog wealth, not all. Just like you don't have all your money in Bitcoin, you don't have all your money in gold, you don't have all your money in stocks. There's a place for these assets. They're very different.
But see, so my question is, EB, will this build a more bullish case for gold and Bitcoin, the launch of the central bank digital currencies? Because I want my privacy. I don't want everything surveyed. And does that build the case for these assets?
If you think Bitcoin is private, then you're dreaming. So are you believing too much of what you read on Reddit or something? It's not private. It's anything that's, someone said to me a long time ago, anything that's on the computer is not private. Okay, well, it takes everyone a long time to figure that out. Usually a breakup helps. But the point is that it's not private. Okay, so it's a good asset, though. It's not that it's not an asset that's got validity, right, in these times, but it's not private. And so people are going to start saying, well, I want some of my wealth to be private. Well, analog wealth in the form of gold is the most private thing you can possibly own. You don't even need a lot of it. I mean, honestly, in the book, I have a chapter about how much gold to own. It's a lot less than you think. It has a place in there, but it's not the primary asset. Now, when the light bulb starts coming on, I mean, I can see in you, the light bulb's coming on that maybe Polkadot coin, is not the right place for my wealth. And I know it sounds insane, but I hear this from people all the time. They send me emails. What do you think about EOS coin? I don't know. What do you think about it? It's incredible because most of these coins have been sucked into this speculative rally. Right. It's bigger than the .com rally. But it's bigger than the 2000s rally, and it's ultimately gotten out of control. And what's happening is people are making money out of proportion to their ability. And this is what you see before there's an adjustment. There's a big adjustment coming.
Well, everyone wants the next Dogecoin, right? Maybe if I, put my money in this coin that's, a 0.0000 of a penny, I'll be able to pay off my mortgage. Next time Elon Musk might talk about it. So
but
that's
choose wisely.
Those coins, right?
Choose wisely because there's over 10,000 of them, and you don't want to pick the wrong one.
So do you think that we'll see greater regulation, or it'll become more difficult to create these coins since everyone and their brother is making them now?
Sure, that's certainly coming. I mean, this reminds me of 1999. I remember eating in a restaurant in North Carolina, and the guy was waiting on my table, a 5-letter stock symbol. And I said, what is this? He goes, this is a hot tip. You got to get on this right away. What does the company do? I don't know, something on the internet. And so this is how excited people were. And what happens is, it doesn't mean the internet's not real. It doesn't mean that the internet's not going to change your life and how you do everything. But what it means is that 99% of the companies that have listed on the exchange are going to go to zero, because they're not functional businesses and they're not able to sustain through a reallocation of capital, right? To where the smart hands of capital regain control of the market. That's what's coming in the crypto space. It'll be part of our life, but if you're speculating in these tertiary coins, it's big trouble. And people are going to learn this the hard way. And these types of things always happen around market adjustments. The dot-com financialization in the 2000s, things always, it's a new innovation that always drives this speculative rally, and then you have a readjustment. But the point is that in my book, I talk about, we're not just trying to get rich fast. Getting rich slowly is how all the rich people that you know got rich. It's really rare that you get rich in a very short period of time and hang on to it. Most people get rich very quickly and then lose all the money because they begin spending money too fast, and then the wealth goes through their hands. People that are really wealthy realize that you build a business. I mean, we launched Metalla. This stock is up 1,200% in 4.5 years because we're buying gold royalties, and gold's going up, just up a flight of stairs. Everybody's like, what does it go to 10,000? Doesn't need to go to 10,000.
Right.
I mean, if it goes to 2,100, you've made more money on the gold royalties than you can even spend.
On that note, I need to get your latest forecast on gold. I know the last time people were like, "Oh, you gotta ask EB because he fell short of his forecast in 2019." I always tell people, look, it's hard to do forecasts. You're sticking your neck out. You have a very bullish call for gold. Has it changed since?
Well, what we failed to really get was how tough the correction would be after August. I mean, you ran up to 2080 all-time high, and then you ran down for 8 months, and it was really tough. I mean, we were unable to finance deals in the capital markets, and the attitude towards gold was, who wants this? It's useless. We got Dogcoin. Dogcoin is going crazy. I mean, this is what we're interested in, and the reason why I'm telling you how hard this is because it gives you an idea of what the appetite is. Okay, so you'll buy any crypto coin that you hear about. This is average people, not you, of course, but you'll buy anything you even hear about from your friend. But then you have a gold, a real gold holding your hand. We don't want that. So it shows you that the sentiment is ready to shift. And I think we saw that at the end of March. This was just below 1,700. Gold double bottomed out. It's up at 1,900 now. It's ready to go. We'll take out the 2080 high this year, and then we'll run past that. So let's say 2250 this year. But what's crazier is silver. So silver really did not go down since the August high. I mean, it's less than $1 off its August high. And so silver's ready to go to 50. And that's a trade nobody sees coming. And if you watch the chart, though, you see that it's steady moving up. It's really going to surprise people.
It's interesting, EB, in the past, we always spoke about the summer doldrums, but I have a feeling, I don't think we'll be seeing summer doldrums. 2019
was not summer doldrum. It kicked into gear in June, if you remember, and it ran. And last year, the same thing, June, July, early August, it ran. So, I mean, the supply's tight there. There's a lot of things changing, and nobody cares. Now, you want to look for things that people have lost interest in. If you go to a party, Jim Grant used to say, you go to a party and tell about your stock, and everyone says it's the dumbest idea they ever heard, you're probably going to make money because nobody's involved in it yet. And so if you go there and you're the most popular guy in the room, it means everybody has become convinced that this is a good thing to do with money. And that's usually when you've run out of runway for a trade. And so you ask 10 people, what do you like better, crypto or gold? And nobody's going to say gold. Nobody. And so, but people that are savvy, that have built wealth, they're going to tell you probably a good time to have a little bit of that. Just a little bit will do.
Except you and Frank Justra, probably. But
Frank and I have a little bit of a different definition of what a little bit is. But I think that's okay because we realize that the real money is in building a business around a rising gold price. That's where you make serious money.
Moral of the story here for you then, EB, just to go back to our original point, if you want privacy, for you, the only solution are the precious metals like gold, like silver?
Analog wealth. do this. Leave your phone at home one day and watch how much fun you have. You're not going to miss anything, and nobody's going to be tracking you. So it's the same goes with your wealth. Gold is analog wealth. Get a little bit of it. Nobody knows where it is. Put it in a safe deposit box. And if the worst happens, you'll have it. And if it doesn't, you can buy all the dog coin you want and have a good time while it goes to zero.
E.B. Tucker. You will not find him on Instagram, only on
right.
SalisburyInvestor.com. Thank you so much, E.B., author of Why Gold? Why Now? Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you all for watching. We'll have much more for you, so be sure to stay tuned. And don't forget to sign up to watch our exclusive interview with Peter Tuchman. He's the most iconic trader from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. I have an exclusive one-on-one with him. You can only watch it by signing up at DanielaCamboni.com. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'm Daniela Camboni.